Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you a quick tip on how you can use AsyncImage in your project to load images from a website, URL, and actually get it displayed in your app. So let's go ahead and take a look. I've already gone ahead and created a basic Xcode project. Please note I'm on Xcode 13, which at the time of recording is still in beta. So maybe by the time you watch this, it will be the full release, but for now I'm running on beta software. So I just went ahead, created a project, just called it AsyncImage, and let's go ahead and start implementing it. So to work with AsyncImage, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is AsyncImage, and you're just going to pass it a URL. So we'll create a URL from a string. And this string I will leave it in the description so you don't have to type all that out. But you'll see that we get this error come up. When you build a new project on Xcode 13 right now, it defaults to using iOS 14 as the target. So it says here in the error, you can read AsyncImage only available in iOS 15 or newer. So that's a simple fix. We can just come up here to our project settings. And you can see here in deployment info, we have this iOS 14 dropdown. So if you click on that, simply move it to 15. We can go back to our content view. And if we hit Command-Shift-K, that'll clean our project. We get that error going away. So let's try and get this to resume. So if you do Option-Command-P, you will get your preview to resume. And right now you're not seeing anything because this is a network call, basically in an image. So it will load it asynchronously, and once you actually run your preview, you can see now we're actually getting an image. We're seeing Bulbasaur loaded, but that's not going to happen until you actually run it. Now this is a very basic implementation of AsyncImage, but there are ways you can actually customize this. So if you try and do anything like resizable, for example, you'll notice you cannot use these modifiers directly on AsyncImage. So what you have to do is add a closure, and we'll just call it image in, and now we can modify image. So if we do image, now we can do all the properties that we're used to for regular SwiftUI images. So we can make it resizable, and once this builds, so what we have to fill in when we actually start using this, now there are other things we need. So one of those things is the placeholder. So let's just use a progress view. So this will just be a little spinner. And that should run now. That should be perfectly fine. So I hit build. I'll get my preview to resume again. And now you can see, since I added resizable and I haven't specified any kind of size for it, it's just taking up the whole screen. So now we can do a frame, and we'll give it a width, say of 100, height 100. Now you can see we have our updated image. And there are different things you can do. You can mess around with, you can add borders, you can add colors, all those different image styles that we can use on a basic image. But one other thing I want to show is if you're using AsyncImage in kind of a list, if you have that and you're making multiple network calls, you can go ahead and embed this AsyncImage in a list. And we'll just do an example 0 to 3. And you can see we're actually going to show our image in each item in the list. And if we go ahead and run this on the actual simulator, when this builds and runs, you can see we're getting our progress view. So it's making that network call, and before it actually completes, it'll show the little spinner to indicate that it's working in the background. Well, that does it, everybody. Hopefully this video was helpful, can kind of give you a quick intro on how you can use AsyncImage in your own projects. If you're curious about implementing this in a real project, I made a couple of videos showing you how to build a full Pokédex. In that series, you'll learn how to use AsyncImage. You'll also learn how to use the Swift Package Manager to install something called Kingfisher, just another way to handle images that make network calls. So if you haven't seen it already, go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description as well as a pop-out up here that you can go check that series out. But if you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like and consider subscribing. Thanks everybody. Catch you in the next one.